Telecaster. So the Telecaster is my favorite electric guitar for playing tasty licks. This one is one I'm going to show you, and everything for the first series of licks is going to be based off this one technique, and that is a full step bend on your G string while maintaining the integrity of this grip. Pinky, anywhere you want, doesn't matter where on the fretboard, but I'm going to start on the 12th fret because I'm going to play this in E. And your ring finger goes on the G string, the fret behind it, and you use these fingers here to help push. So the goal is to make a pedal steel type sound. So it sounds like this. And getting that intonation in there and getting all those little minor details is very important. So it seems very simple, but when you start adding stuff into it, it can become very awesome, like this. And all that is just done with this pinky anchored here, and then being able to manipulate the full step bend here. So that first lick, when you bend up, is, and then hold it, and then go. You got to keep that thing anchored down, because when you go up, that cannot change. That little note must stay the same throughout the entirety of the lick. So it's, you throw something in. And that's what gives you that steel sound, is you get that thing bent and it's got to anchor down. You can do it down here in A. So that full step bend, anchored down, and then being able to do little embellishes with your fingers is what gives that really cool pedal steel country twang sound. So the practice for that is to bend it up, hold it as long as you can, and then start doing embellishes down here. So see how long you can hold it. And it gives you that strength right here. And you'll start to feel it when you start digging in and holding that note. It's got to stay perfect. Give it a shot. That's lick number one. All right, licky-do number two is a descending double stop. Now, a double stop is when you make that kind of thing. So what we're going to do is we're going to descend from E to A. So if we're playing, so that little lick is, so that it goes so it's a transitional lick. Some licks can be played just over a chord, like that first one. So if we're playing that, this particular lick I'm showing you now is a descending double stop to go from a 5 to a 1. So if you're playing an E or if you're playing an A, D is your 4, E is your 5, and if you're going back from your 5 to your 1, so that goes from your. So that's the main way to play that, as a transitional double stop. But you can also play it like a standard riff. So instead of transitioning from E to A, you can actually use it as a traditional riff over an E. And here's how that would work. And so that is that keeps it as a transition, as a traditional riff, not a transitional riff. So here's the transition from E to A, and here's the one that's just over an E. I use this in Folsom Prison a lot too. Anyway, something to think about. So this one, this one is just like the one we just did, but there's a catch. It's not a double stop. It just feels like a double stop. So you use this sort of in conjunction with the other one. So if you're playing Folsom Prison, let's say you throw that double stop in there, and then let's say you're going to go to the A. So it sounds like the, but it gives you a different feel. The important thing about this is keeping that low E ringing. And you really want to dig in with those fingers. You want it to pop. You want it to sound like someone's just snapping the strings. You don't want it to be tasty. You don't want it to be subtle. You want it to really just smack somebody in the face. So now you got two different ways you can do that same lick, which is great when you're playing a song and you're feeling the change. So it goes E, A, B. So then, playing over top of something like that, if you feel the notes, you can start adding all these licks together. And there's more licks to go, but you can start adding some of these together. Just some different thoughts on how to do different things. Snappy sound and telly sound. This is an ascending double stop. We've been descending. Now we're going to ascend. So what that means is we're going to move from the lower notes up to the higher notes. So an example of this would be like going from E to A. that is just shapes. Here's your first shape. Here's your second shape. Third shape. Fourth shape. Last shape. And then figuring out how to get that double stop sound. And you can use that on anything. I mean, any of the country tunes or any of, you know, anything you want to use it on. And I like to use it when I'm transitioning from like an E to an A. Once again, the shape. And you can use that anywhere you want. So if you're playing it in A, if you want your double stop to be in A, then you walk into the A from here. That's your root right there. So if you're doing it in E, you want to do it up here. Now that last little part is unnecessary, but I added in. So it's the real actual double stop is just... So that's the actual riff. And you can do whatever you want to with it. So if you play it over a progression, I wish I had something to play over top of here, but I like to do it when I'm playing some faster stuff. You know, Folsom Prison's a really good example of this again. We'll just use that.